I'd like to talk to you guys about the BooneDOX landing gear. I've had it now for just a little over a month, and I feel like I have a good understanding of the pros and cons of the landing gear. I've used it quite a few times in tournaments and just recreational fishing on and off the water. So my overall view of the BooneDOX landing gear is it is awesome. I absolutely love it. Even on the Outback, I know a lot of people say that, you know, you don't really need it on the Outback. It's a lighter kayak. It's not as heavy as the Pro Anglers, the 12 and the 14. But in my opinion, I think it's absolutely essential to have it for the Outback. I have the PA-12. I don't have a PA-14. But in all honesty, with the PA-12, because it's wider than the Outback, you don't have to lift it over, like turn it on its side as much as you do the Outback to put the Hobie scupper cart in. But, or let me rephrase that. On the PA-12, you don't have to flip it over on its side as much to get the Hobie scupper cart in. But in Outback, you have to almost flip it all the way over just because it's more narrow. So when you're tournament fishing, when you have, or even if you're not, and you just have your kayak loaded down with gear, it makes it really, really frustrating and just a lot of work to flip that thing over. It kind of gets annoying after a while, and at least for me, it made me think twice about wanting to go fishing. Like if I was sitting in my house and it was a nice day outside, I'm like, oh man, I'd like to go fishing today. One of the thoughts that come through my mind is, man, I don't really want to lift that thing. I don't want to deal with all of that. And so sometimes I talk myself out of going fishing just because of how difficult it was with the cart. So the BooneDOX landing gear has really just completely eliminated all of that. It makes it super easy. When I don't have a trailer, so I just load the kayak in my bed. But when I load it up in the bed, all I have to do is put the wheels in, take the kayak off the bed, and I just roll it right into the water. And if you've watched a couple of my other videos, I've never done an actual review of like showing go in the water and things like that, but you'll see that I walk the kayak straight into the water, jump into the kayak, and just go. I don't have to do anything, and then all I have to do is lean over, lift the tires up, which it takes a little bit of work because the tires are under the water at that point, and so because they have air in them, it gives it a little bit of stress or a little bit of work to kind of push them under a little bit more to get them out, but it's not that big of a deal. And I just lift them up so that they're out of the water, and I go kayaking. And then when I come back in, it's the same thing. And like I said, because you're trying to push like a balloon, or it's an aired up tire under the water, it just makes it a little bit difficult. But you just push it under the water, lock it into place, and when you're getting off the water, you just get out of your kayak and just walk it straight up the ramp without having to stop or do anything. So I absolutely love that. It makes it so important in having it on, honestly, in my opinion, any kayak, but I can really only talk for the Hobies. I think it's vital. So the cons, in all honesty, I can't really think of any cons right now because the pros so outweigh anything else that I absolutely love it. I would say one of the cons is it's not meant for the kayak, and I would be cautious when you're getting in the water not to jump in the kayak while the wheels are still touching the ground. Make sure, actually, there you go. That's probably one of the cons, is you have to get it all the way in the water. So in the summer it's not a big deal, but maybe in the winter, if you don't have waders, it would kind of suck. But you have to go all the way in the water, because for me personally, I don't want to sit on it with all of my weight on the on those screws and on that backing plate. I just feel that it makes it very, very easy for you to just rip a hole straight through the top of your kayak, where the backing plate is. Because when you're carting it around, you know, my kayak, when I have it fully loaded, is probably 120, 130 pounds. I mean, it could even be 140 pounds. I have quite a bit of gear in there, so that's a lot of weight. But I'm 220 pounds, and so if you add an extra 220 pounds on there, that's what, 360 pounds, all on that backing plate, all on that, you know, maybe 6-7 inches that is underneath holding the BooneDOX landing gear to your kayak. So that would be my only con. But like I said, it's $250, so yes, it's a lot of money. And if you don't have that money, I totally understand. And you know, there's some do-it-yourself type of carts that you can do that are really good, that are effective and everything. But if you're looking for something that makes it extremely easy, I have a bad back. I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years, so my back is shot. So I really can't be bending down, lifting things all the time and stuff. It kills my back. This takes away that pain, and it is so worth it to me to spend that money to have something that just makes it that much easier to get on the water. So that's my opinion of the BooneDOX landing gear. Hopefully that helps you guys out, and it'll give you guys a few things to think about in trying to make your decision. But I absolutely love the BooneDOX landing gear.